Alright, everybody. Apologies for being so long, but welcome back. I know that I haven't. Last time I streamed, I know it's been a while since I last streamed. Actually, when was the last time I streamed? 5 months ago. Jeez. I think the last time was that the last time I streamed? No, I think I streamed after I got COVID. Let me check Twitch real quick. Oh wait, it wouldn't tell me now because I just streamed. Of course. Oop, my laptop is starting to heat up pretty quickly. Creator dashboard. Yep, I should have checked before I started streaming when the last time I streamed was. But either way, welcome back. Again, I know it's been a long time since I last streamed. And that was mainly just because I was kind of... Let me go ahead and get into the game. And that's mainly just because I was doing a lot of things kind of on the sidelines. Back when I last streamed, which might have been when I was sick with COVID. I can't remember if that was the last time or a time after that, but it's been at least since 2023. And I've said it on stream before. I have been kind of struggling with school and like getting the time to do a whole bunch of things on top of school and trying to just get things figured out for myself. On top of things happening in life, my personal life, family and pets, kind of just having struggles. You know, the big usuals, but yeah, a lot of that was just happening in my life, and so streaming kind of took a side. It kind of just went to the side for that. Not necessarily because I wanted to, but just because I didn't think I could put too much time into it, or at minimum, I didn't think I could handle streaming and doing school and all that. But this semester has been really good on me. And I'm actually so caught up on homework that I don't have homework for another 2 weeks. Except for a monologue, which I've already done once in front of the class, and will do again on Monday. But you know, I've already done it once, and I've already been told some very good things about it. So I know it's not going to be too bad going up for a quote-unquote test again. So. Oh. Okay, I do want to keep an eye on this. Yeah, OBS is the thing that's taking up the memory. Sorry, the other thing too is that I wanted to stream because recently I've been doing a lot more like computer stuff and figuring out how things work on the computer and all that. And I wanted to see how much memory and CPU was actually being taken up by my OBS. Or by Streamlabs, and to see what I could do to necessarily fix that. So currently it looks like everything's working well, so I shouldn't have to worry about that. But yeah, like I said, like it says at the title, Pokemon Go Tour Sinnoh is starting tomorrow. And so a lot of Pokemon from the Sinnoh region have been popping up just around in Pokemon Go. And it's kind of just made me want to play more Legends Arceus. So that's what I'm going to do. I will say it has been a little bit of time since I last played Arceus, so I kind of forget what I was doing. I know that I was working with these Pokemon trying to get their Dex entries complete, but I forgot where I was like last doing things, so. So you'll have to give me a second to check things. You know what? I haven't been here in a while at the ocean, so maybe I should go there. And I do have Pikachu, which can do water attacks, and Torterra, which can do grass attacks. So that would be pretty good to just do. So. But yeah, I'm not going to do the massive outbreak right now. Oh, normally I do that on... Hold on. Normally I have my other laptop open to take care of some things going on. But right now it is currently updating because I haven't used it in a while. So there we go. Okay, I'm getting back into the swing of things. Apologies for kind of just not going as fast as possible. I'm just getting back into the swing of streaming again because I haven't done it in a while, so a lot of things are kind of just out of date, or I haven't done it recently in a while. So, but yeah, I know I tend to just have a lot of lurkers in the chat. But how's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing well. Like I said, I'm doing pretty well, all things considering, and kind of taking it day by day. But also another thing this semester is with a lot of my classes kind of being, I would say relatively easy compared to how past semesters have been recently. This semester is very easy, so I've been able to relax a lot more, not having to worry about like, oh, Am I going to be able to finish this homework? Am I going to be able to pass this exam? Kind of thing. So it's been a good break. I forget how to do things. There it is. That's how you do it. You hold down B. But yeah, this semester has been really, really nice to me. I will say that the schedule is a little bit upsetting just because on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays I have to get up at like 6 in the morning. And then go to class and spend at least like 5 hours on campus doing schoolwork and going to classes. So while it hasn't been like unmanageable, I certainly have been coming home. Wood hammer and strong style. Okay. Yeah, while I wouldn't say it's unmanageable, it certainly has been like draining because I have been noticing that like I've been falling asleep a lot more easily. Or yeah, like more specifically, my mind has been, not mind, my body has been wanting to take more naps recently, so. So I just know that that it has been taking a little bit of a toll on my body. Having to wake up like that, and also pick up my sister on certain days. Tuesdays, Thursdays aren't that bad. I tend to get to class at about 9:30ish. Lepa berry. But on Tuesdays, Thursdays, I also tend to stay on campus until I have to pick up my sister at around 5. So while Tuesdays and Thursdays aren't like going to class strenuous kind of thing and necessarily getting up early, I do spend a lot of time still on campus. So. But yeah, the classwork has been very nice. Yeah, has just been very nice considering the how the prior semesters have been recently. So it's a good change of pace, honestly. Which also means that if I can keep up my streak of like doing homework really early, and just having a lot of time, just making sure I have a lot of time just on my hands, hopefully that'll translate into more streaming as well. Number you've evolved. So I don't have to catch big ones for this. So I can try and defeat it, and it doesn't say how to specifically defeat it, so... I shall use Pikachu. And I believe Thunderbolt was a move that I needed to use. But yeah, again, how has everyone been? I didn't even open GarageBand. Why are you telling me about GarageBand? Okay. Okay. Give me a second. Sorry, I've been getting some text messages and all that. So just need to... Okay. Think I'm updated on everything. Oh. Actually, let me check Pikachu real quick. Where is Pikachu in all of this? Crimson Mirelands? Yeah. Yeah, I need to use Thunderbolt and Thunder Shock. And that's it. And evolve it when the time comes, but... Okay. Nope. What do I need for Mantike? Ooh, electric types. And with double, I feel like Thundershock will be able to take it out fairly easily. Yep. taking a while to check. How about let's try checking from here. Okay, you're taking a while to check, so. How am I looking on Sphere? I need to defeat a certain amount. I need to give it food a certain amount of times. Okay, so now real quick check activity monitor. Oh, OBS is still only taking 438 megabytes. Maybe it's just everything kind of just adds up over time instead of a specific process. CPU still being taken up a lot by the OBS, but that makes sense. Okay. Sorry, again, it has been a while since I last streamed, so I'm kind of just checking on things and making sure other things are working. Oh, I want to go here. Should take me straight to, yep, the stream manager. There we go. Okay. Sorry again, just checking to make sure everything's working. So. Cool. It's a working. Do you not want the berry? There you go. Go get that one. There we go. And we're done. At least we're giving food to his fields. I also do need to find some Pokemon to use Bubble on, so then I can evolve Piplup and start using Prinplup. Okay. And I need to use Bubble 13 times. Number of defeated with fighting type moves, number defeated, number caught. Okay. Times I've stunned it using items. I could also go do that. Spheal. Times you scared it off with a Scatterbang. I'll come back and do the defeating and Scatterbang stuff later. I don't want to feed the Spheals and then be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna attack you. Walrein. Guess I could stun. Although I'm very low on sticky globs, so don't want to use. I can't really use too many of them. Okay, I'm done with defeating it. Done with stunning it. Oh no, I still need to defeat a ton more Machokes, so. Okay. Oh, I thought you were cool, Machoke. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of regular. Nope, Machops are also attacking me. I thought that they were cool with me. It's been a while, apparently. Okay, number of defeated with flying type moves and number defeated. Times I've stunned it by using items. Again, I don't have many items. How about you, Skorupi? Number defeated with fire type moves, number of small specimens caught, and number caught. So, Skorupis are just catching. Okay. Well, I do have a fighting type that I need to use. Which Pokemon was it that I needed to use fighting type moves on? I think I was talking about Walrein. Yeah. Number you've defeated with water type moves. So I could go defeat some Growliths. With some water type moves. Empoleon, that was the one that I was thinking of with the fighting type moves. Unfortunately, I have to use Rock Smash with Riolu. And the only Empoleon that I can think of is the alpha one on the other side of this mountain. So that might get a little difficult. Heatran, you are a Pokemon that requires some moves to be used, right? Magma Storm and Fire Fang. And of course strong and agile style moves as well. A lot more strong than agile, so. Okay. Actually, with it being Burmy, should probably check. I'm done with Infernape, right? No, I have to defeat it a certain amount of times. And catch 2 more. That's right. What was I looking for? Burmy. That's what I was looking for. I think Burmies show up in Obsidian Fieldlands. Yeah, there it is. Flying type moves. And then Wormadam is fire type moves. Of course it is. Do I even have a flying type to use? Of course not. Since I need to catch more of them, I might as well just try and catch this one. Oh, that's not going to catch. Oh, it did. Rock types. Do I have any rock types? I do not. I know some growlers are over here sometimes. Not over here. Over there. There we go. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Thankfully, this is doubly effective. Okay, so now I've defeated enough of those. That I don't necessarily have to use Piplup anymore, but considering I need to use Piplup a much more decent amount of times, 12 more times in fact, I'm going to continue using Piplup. First off, Hyper Potion, Growlithe, ooh, I'm faster. Thank you, Growlithe. I'm sorry. There's another Growlithe. Are you going to be faster or you are not? Oh, shit. Out what I meant to do. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna switch you around in a second. You want Riolu? Since I also need to use Rock Smash a certain amount of times as well. Okay, revive. There we go. Were there any more Growlithe around here, or? No, I think a decent amount of the rest of the Growlithes will be over this run. Oh yeah, something also I wanted to mention, going forward with like streaming and stuff like that is, I'm kind of playing Arceus right now just because of the Go Tour stuff happening this weekend, and kind of just being excited for that stuff. But the next time I stream, which I'm hoping will be Sunday night, I want to stream. Okay, I need to catch another view if it is there. Fighting type to defeat you. Okay, cool. Is that the next time I stream, I do actually want to play Super Mario RPG. I got that for Christmas. Oh, I thought you were going to have Sturdy. Whoops. And I've actually been saving saving myself from playing Super Mario RPG until I play it on stream, because it's another one of those games that I can voice act a lot, and is a game I've never played, and it would be fun to see like chat's reactions to it. So yeah, if everything goes well on Saturday and Sunday, and I'm not too tired, and my voice isn't too tired, I would love to start streaming Super Mario RPG on stream. So that is something to look for people to look forward to, especially if they like Super Mario RPG. You know what, Glameow? What's up with you? What all do I need to do with you? There you are. Number you've caught without being spotted, number of light specimens you've caught, number defeated. Which honestly, defeating them is probably the hardest one. Well, besides light species caught, just because it's a little difficult to figure out which ones are light and which ones aren't. don't turn around. Ah, damn it. Are you gonna run away? Yeah, of course you are. But yeah, be excited for that, because again, I've never played Member defeated. Okay. Wait, did it say if I needed alpha specimens? Heavy specimens, so probably. Am I live again? Yes, apparently I am. But why did stream crash? Yep, memory isn't being taken up too much. Oh, energy just crashed it. Shit. Am I live? Okay, yes I am. Of course my computer starts doing this when I start coming back to stream. Yeah, illegal instruction 4. So whenever I open it to energy is the issue. Well, guess I can't check that now. So I'll just keep going. But yeah, that is my plan, is to start streaming Super Mario RPG. Dustox, what do you need? You need rock. Oh no, you need psychic type. Unfortunately, I don't have any psychic type Pokemon currently. Let's see here. There aren't many camps to go to, so. But yeah, surprisingly, come on. But yeah, from what I could see from activity monitor, Streamlabs and OBS weren't really taking up too much space. Taking up a lot of CPU, but the memory was fine. So I wonder why my streams have been crashing so much. The last several times that I've tried to stream. Well, maybe the next time I can open activity monitor and stream, I will I will keep activity monitor on the entire time, and when I see it crash, I can not check the energy, but check everything else. And see what all's going on. Because it's not like my computer always did this. When I first started streaming, it was very rare for a stream to crash. Oh, I need to defeat a certain amount of you as well. Oh, but you run away. That's right. So I need to sneak up on you. There we go. But yeah, other than wishing that my computer didn't crash when I streamed sometimes, everything's going pretty well. And again, I do want to stream more often. Oh, damn it. I actually want to get a following on playing games and actually just be able to stream and talk to people and enjoy my time streaming and all that. Because this semester is pretty easy as it looks. Next semester, I will mainly be having 2 other CS classes. Or 300 level CS classes, I guess I should say. A humanities, which, funnily enough, will probably be the one I struggle with the most. Beautifly? Rock types, yeah, okay. But I only need to defeat you 3 more times with rock type moves. So what I'm gonna do is this. Ugh. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Yeah. I'll have to take 2 300 level CS classes. A humanities class, and then a 4th class, which would either be a math or an elective. kind of just depending on what CS class I want to take. So next semester will be a little bit more difficult, but after next semester, granted I pass all the classes, I will next be getting my teacher certification. And then after that, I will be teaching. Which I am honestly unsure if I will have more or less time with. When it comes around to having time to stream, so I feel like I would have more time because I feel like I would do a decent amount of trying to take care of like lesson plans and stuff before class happens. And physics can be a little bit demanding, but computer science and math homework tends to be pretty, at least from what I've seen, tends to be pretty easy to grade. A lot of the time you just check and see if it has the right answer, see if people do the right processes, and then just go from there. At least from what I've seen and what I've done in my own time kind of stuff. So certainly not saying it's what happens all the time, but in my limited experience. There we go. Rock Smash. I only need 3 more Rock Smashers from Riolu. But yeah, after next semester and getting my teacher certification, which should take, I think, about half a year to a year, and granted I can find a job, I will be working and being, hopefully, a school teacher. Now, that's certainly not guaranteed. And worst comes to worst, after getting the teacher certification, if there aren't any job postings, I can always just use my my BA in astrophysics and my minor in math and computer science to get another job until I can get a teacher job. Especially since I have friends who are getting into like higher places with like jobs and school and all that, so I'm not full, and also because I live right next to Kirtland, so there's a whole bunch of people looking for physics people who graduate with physics degrees and all that. Now, I won't be a graduate, of course. I kind of gave up that dream a year and a half ago. And eventually I do want to go back and get or at least a master's, and maybe even a PhD if I feel like it, but right now I've been in college for so long, I just want to get out and actually do something. Not to hate on like learning or anything, I love to learn, and if I could, ooh, yay. Oh, but you are not ready to evolve yet. How do you evolve? Cerebi, where are you? There you are. Says to level up with a heart. Can I over? Nope. Cool. You are heating up, my friend, which is not good. Yeah, it just says level up with a happiness value, and it has to be daytime, so guess I just have to get Riolu's happiness up. What else can I do? Ooh, Vulpix. Am I done with Vulpix? I am not. Okay, I need to defeat a certain amount more, and I need to catch a certain amount more. And number I've caught without being spotted, too. So I think I will go ahead and try the catching thing first. That should catch. Yep. Okay. So I just need to catch 2 more Vulpixes, and then I'm done with that. That being said, I have no idea where Vulpixes necessarily spawn. Veilstone Cape, which is where I'm at. So just around this area, and since I saw one earlier, I just saw one, not earlier, just saw one. I'm going to assume that there is maybe a couple more just around the area. Actually, do I need to catch alpha ones of you? No. Just catch a certain amount during daylight, catch a certain amount, and defeat a certain amount. With rock type moves, so I don't have to catch an alpha specimen of you. Growlithe, Glameow, Glameow. No, I need to defeat 2 more of you. Okay. But yeah, going back to what I was saying before I went off on that tangent about learning. I don't hate learning. Like, if I was just going into the classes and just being taught the curriculum and just learning about it, that would be fantastic. But so much of classes is just getting a good grade, not necessarily learning the stuff. And quite frankly, if I want to learn stuff, while it would be nice to have like professors and stuff to teach me it, and be able to ask questions to if I need it, I can just spend that time learning it on my own time. Yeah, okay, I just need to defeat a certain amount of you. Ow! Damn Motham. Okay, was that seriously the only Vulpix? I guess it was. Yeah, of course it's a Graveler. I'll just use Bubble. I know I'm supposed to use a fighting type move, but... Bubble again. Okay, and then I can do a strong move. Oh. But yeah, essentially, anything that I could be learning in college classes, I can also teach myself on my own time, especially when I'm teaching and actively using physics and math to teach other students. I could be learning myself on top of that, so. Certainly not to say that I think universities are necessarily like bad or anything, but certainly can be improved upon. Because I honestly, there are way too many professors that care more about what students pass than actually trying to make students learn and all that. At least at the physics department in my college. Certainly doesn't help that a good amount of them are also don't believe in like disabilities or anything. Which, as someone with ADHD, depression, anxiety, major depression at one point actually, and maybe a hint of autism. Not enough to like drastically affect things, but I mean ADHD and autism are kind of one in the same claw, so it's kind of hard to necessarily say, oh, I have ADHD, but I don't have, you know, it's still being researched and all that. But ADHD and autism share a lot of similarities, so regardless, also having family with special needs and having a sister who had a stroke before she was born and knows that she is highly intelligent, and is actively working on a criminology degree, it's a bit of a slap in the face for a teacher to talk to a friend of mine while I'm sitting in front of them. And that friend admitting like, oh yeah, I went to disabilities and I got these accommodations, and they've improved how I do in school so much. And then one of my professors saying, okay, then stop that. Not necessarily like that, but more of in the vein of like, okay, you see that you have ADHD, stop that. And I also heard from the same friend who was actually talking to, who was with the same professor actually. Yeah, who was with the professor talking to someone else at the time, kind of talking about disabilities, and that professor was saying, I think people with disabilities should have that on their resume, so or something along those lines, so that future employers have to or have noticed that these people with disabilities have them before they sign them on. Which, honestly, I tried giving this professor a leeway for so long, but then after hearing all that stuff, and then hearing that another friend who actually has like neck issues having to deal with this professor, and apparently this professor like is actively a problem with a disability resource center, and it's been hard to defend him. Not even to mention that this professor is actually better than a couple of the other professors that are in the same department. Sorry, I know I'm ranting right now about physics and college professors and all that, and trying to just have a chill stream of playing Pokemon and all that, but it is kind of hard to not talk about that when I'm going into teaching, more specifically public school teaching, so it's not the same as a post-secondary. And I'm not going to be a primary teacher. I'm going to be a secondary teacher. Whereas college professors are post-secondary. But yeah, it's kind of just hard to not talk about that when school has been a major part of my life for the past several years. I'm going into teaching, and on top of all of that, that same professor was the main reason why I'm not getting a master's anymore. I'm not even getting a BS anymore. I'm just getting a BA because because public and private schools, I believe, take BAs, and I've just been in college for so damn long. But I believe I said this on stream before, like, I wanted to get a master's degree going into it first. And then kind of eventually it turned to getting a master's and being a public school teacher. And then, of course, after taking multiple classes where I kept failing, and I guess I shouldn't say that, because, like, I've taken other classes before. Higher level physics classes, and I've passed really easily. And then I take it with this one professor, and I've either been on the cusp of failing, or I have absolutely failed his, their class. And like, again, I can't fully say that it's just the professor, because I've had other classes where I've also kind of just didn't fully pass. Some of that can be tied to me having kind of major depression at the time. Some of that can be tied to it was a difficult class, but it doesn't speak well when I take a physics 3 class with this professor, and I absolutely bomb it. And then I take it a couple years later with a different professor, and I get an A+. Like, at the very minimum, and I'm not saying that the second professor was necessarily hard. The second professor was actually, I would say, relatively easy, and it helped that I was the only student in the class, so I got a little more one-to-one teaching time with this professor. But it does kind of say something when I go from getting it like a 30 in the class to absolutely excelling in the class. I don't know. And again, this isn't even the worst professor. There are apparently other professors that are worse than this guy, this person. Sorry, I'm trying to be ambiguous. Yeah, that are worse than this professor. And one that's apparently retiring that was, like, extremely bad. And I don't know, other people have different opinions of the different professors based on their personalities and how they like to learn and all that stuff. So I'm not necessarily saying that they're an incredibly horrible teacher, because, like, I know a friend of mine who took the same professor. They thought the professor was really good. And to be fair, my friend had, I would say, is smarter than me. Definitely knows a lot more of what he's talking about than me. So absolutely, he would do better than me in the classes. But yeah, it's just kind of a thing of, like, it's all dependent on who you ask. But at the very least, I do know a decent amount of people who had trouble with this professor. So. And normally I'm skeptical about other people's opinions of professors without having the professor myself. But I've had this professor 3 times. I need to stop talking about this because I'm starting to get a little heated, and that's not what we're here for. We're here for chill Pokemon. Even though I've been talking about this for an hour. But yeah, going back to what I was originally talking about with this. Oh, Shellos. Number caught, number defeated. Okay, so I do need to defeat a certain amount of you. And I don't have to use a certain amount of things. I can also feed you. Ow. Okay. Ah, damn, of course. But yeah, ultimately my biggest point with all of that is just that, oh, Star Raptor, how dare you. Rock type. Okay. I'm just gonna leave then. But yeah, that's ultimately just the thing, is that in hopefully a year and a half's time. Oh, I'm in battle. There. I will be able to actually start with a job. And actually do something that I enjoy doing, so. And actually get paid, get out of the house. Actually try and be like a full-on adult for once. And certainly not to say that I've never been an adult. Like, I've consistently had to, like my aunt will ask for help watching her house, and I will go over and just take care of myself and the dogs. And I can absolutely take care of myself. I've shown that I can do that on multiple occasions. Maybe not to the best extent, but I certainly can't survive on my own. Oh, you know what? I should probably be using Riolu to get the friendship up. But yeah, while the housing crisis and renting crisis and all that is actively happening, it would be nice to finally try and quote unquote be an adult. And for once not have to fully rely on another person. And again, this semester, I'm going to try and take some steps forward of like looking for voice acting opportunities. I want to stream more, so I can kind of get myself out there more in like the video game and voicing community, and maybe build a following and do things with that. I think some of the things I would absolutely love to do are charity streams. I think that would be amazing to do, and like have a community give money to help a charitable cause and you know, just do things. So I don't know. Rant over. How long have I been streaming for? An hour and 20 minutes? Sure, let's say rant over for now. Let's move on to other things. Actually, you know what? Something that could be that I could talk about is Pokemon. Kind of like what I'm playing, you know? Ow. Ow. I better not die. Okay, good. I do know that there is a Pokemon Presents in 4 days? Next week? And I'm honestly wondering what they could potentially talk about, because I know that the DLC for Scarlet and Violet is pretty much done with, I believe. Unless they have plans for... damn it. Hold on. What can I get rid of? Use that. Craft. Sticky gloves. I can only make one because I'm not getting any balls of mud. But yeah, what are people's opinions on after having the longest rant I could probably have since streaming? What do people think might happen at the next Pokemon Presents, which is next week? Oh, that's not enough. I don't really need sword caps right now. Oh my god. Come on. Of course. Need to get out of here. Come on, Sneasler. But yeah, I'm sure that there's going to be Pokemon Unite info. I'm sure that there's going to be maybe some Pokemon Masters EX info. Pokemon Go Tour is happening this weekend, so I don't really think... yeah, I really don't think that anything is necessarily going to happen there. They could announce a small thing, but I'm assuming that since with... But yes, since Pokemon Go Tour is happening this weekend, I assume that there isn't going to be too much in the books for Pokemon Go. But there certainly could be news about it. But, of course, the big thing is, does anyone think that a new gen will be announced? Does anyone think that a new, like, Arceus or Legends game is going to be announced, since Legends Arceus did extremely well? Will a new Let's Go be announced? I know that I saw from I saw from one person on YouTube say, like, apparently data was found of, like, Pokemon Let's Go Togepi and Let's Go Wooper. Which, the Togepi I can understand. Wooper sounds a little weird. Like, not to say anything bad about, like, Quagsire. Quagsire and Clodsire have very fast become a lot of people's favorites. But when you have Let's Go games about Pikachu, who is the company mascot, and one of the starters that you could choose, or the starter that you chose, not chose, but the starter that you got in Pokemon Yellow and Eevee, one of the most popular Pokemon of all time, and a starter, and I think Blue's starter in the mangas. Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee makes sense. And Togepi being one of the first unveiled and, like, major icon of Pokemon, especially the, like, Misty. Let's Go Togepi makes sense too, but Wooper, I would expect more like Pokemon Let's Go Pichu than Wooper. Oh yeah, I wanted to evolve Riolu. Get this done. But I could also see there being some problems with Let's Go Pichu, just because like that was the whole problem with, like, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, where the partner Eevee couldn't evolve, which caused some backlash because, you know, an Eevee that can't evolve? What is that? An Eevee? So having a Let's Go game based on a baby Pokemon that can't... Well, then again, I guess Togepi is technically a baby Pokemon and wouldn't be able to evolve. So I guess I wouldn't necessarily see anything wrong with a Let's Go Pichu then. Other than it's... Togepi was a baby Pokemon that was made from scratch, whereas Pichu was pre-evolved Pikachu. So its stats are lower, relatively speaking. So I guess that could be a reason as to why it wouldn't be Let's Go Pichu. Oh, I have a ton of mud in the... Huh, okay. But yeah, again, not to necessarily say anything bad about Wooper or anything, but I'd be highly surprised if it was a Pokemon Let's Go Wooper. Want to see my Pokemon. Okay. I'm done with Riolu. So now I want to get Lucario. Is this the Lucario I want to get though? I think so. Yeah. Okay. So now I can go fight the yeah, I can now go fight the what am I trying to say? I can now go fight the Empoleon with Lucario and actually stand a bit of a chance against it. And apparently I need to use Aura Sphere and Close Combat. So let me make sure that I have those. Close Combat and Aura Sphere. Reorder moves. Cool. Oh, whoops. There we go, okay. But yeah, if they do announce a Johto Let's Go, well, I'm not saying like full on there won't be a Pokemon Let's Go Wooper in the mix, I'd kind of be surprised. Honestly, if I were to say anything, that it could be, if it's not going to be Pichu, is maybe like Let's Go Togepi and Let's Go Marill. Because Marill was Pika Blue for so long. And they're also both fairy types. So it would have a bit of a tie-in with each other. Outside of just like being some of the first Pokemon announced and like having major connections to like the series as a whole. But yeah, are they going to do a new Legends game? Are they going to do a new generation? are they going to announce the next Gen remix, which would be Gen 5, and honestly, I'm just going to go ahead and say this right now. If Game Freak, or whoever's leading it, does not do, I'm not even going to say all of what people ask for, because that's going to be practically impossible. But if they don't get a majority of what people are asking for in the Gen 5 remakes, I am just calling it that I feel like that'll be the make or break of Pokemon. Like, of course, you'll still have people like me who kind of just enjoys Pokemon so much that I can continue buying the games. And while I will criticize Game Freak for getting some things right and praising them for getting some, or criticize them for getting some things wrong and praising them for getting some things right, I don't think I'm fully going to be affected by, like, unless it's a really bad game. But just with how the discourse of Pokemon has been for the past... Oh my god, 5 years now? When did Sword and Shield come out? Oh my god, that was almost 5 years ago. But yeah, the majority of the discourse since that has been from a lot of people that try to claim that Gen 5 was the peak of Pokemon. So if the Gen 5 remakes, if they even decide to do them, which honestly, with how many hints they've been giving in like Scarlet and Violet and some of the hints that they've been giving on other places, I would be heavily surprised if they didn't do the Gen 5 remakes. That being said, they really have to step up their game doing the Gen 5 remakes, or there's going to be absolute pandemonium in the Pokemon community. Oh. Really? I don't have space for apricorns? Oh. I didn't realize that once it hit 999, it would just not take anymore. Okay, well then, craft. What do I need more of? Got 30 of those, 18 of those, and 12 of those. Actually, how many can I craft? 33, so I'll do 11 of each. But yeah, that's a prediction from me. If whoever's heading the Gen 5 remakes doesn't do a majority of what the fandom wants, it's gonna be a shitstorm, regardless of where you stand. Now, if they do a pretty good job, and don't necessarily hit all the majority, but maybe if they like do it like they did with Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, and add in the what were they called? The White Tree and Black City. White Tree Pokemon? Yeah, the White Tree Hollow. The Black Tower and the White Tree Hollow. If they do what they did with Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire and include those, I think a lot of people will be content enough to not roast the Pokemon Company to the ground. Of course, that is me assuming that a majority of the, I guess you could call them, dissenters no, I guess you wouldn't call them dissenters. I guess you would just call them I don't know what you would call them. Avid opinionists. Okay, I've already defeated enough of you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll just call them avid opinionists. But, yeah, I think if they were to do... I guess, personally for me, I did think that Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire was good. So, and I know that some people were, like, against it. So I guess if they were to go more the direction of Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna leave the Cobalt Coastlands. So for one, I can get the research turned in and all that, and take care of all that. Times you've seen it use Stun Spore, Struggle Bug, number defeated, given food, defeated Water type. Those. Oh, Spheal, I think I just finished 2, 4, 6. Yeah, Spheal I just got new on. Remoraid I just got new on. Torterra has not too much more. I need to use Headlong Rush a little bit more and defeat a couple more, but Torterra is pretty much done. Riolu perfected, Heatran done more attacks, Togetic defeated one. But yeah, if whoever heads up the Gen 5 remakes does Heart Gold, Soul Silver, or Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire ways of Gen remakes, and includes the Black Tower and White Tree Hollow, I honestly think that they'll do a good job. Now, I hope that they don't do the chibi way that they did the Gen 4 remakes. Hopefully they learned from, not necessarily that mistake, but because I certainly didn't hate it, but I know that a lot of the fandom did not like the Gen 4 remakes because of the chibi style. But I just hope that they take it in a good way. And maybe they'll gain back some respect from some of the avid opinionists. Honestly, the biggest thing that I just hope for is that I know that they get a lot of money from the games. Well, they get a lot more money from merchandise and Pokemon Go, which Pokemon Go is controlled by Niantic, and the merchandise is the main thing. Yeah, merchandise is the main thing that sells things, so they'll kind of just always have a focus on making sure that is always up to snuff, but yeah, I just hope that they learn that games take time, especially in this day and age, and give the mainline games the due diligence that they need. Well, the mainline games in the Gen remix. Now, my hope is high for that. My expectation is kind of low for that. Because I'm expecting at least an announcement for Gen 5 Remake. Or the next... No, they wouldn't do the next generation now. They probably could do a Gen 5 remake announcement going forward. Ooh, Shinx! Okay, I'm definitely going to that. I don't need to do anything else more with Shinx. Yeah, I'm done with all the starters. Well, all the Hisuian starters. Yeah, and Shinx I have perfect, so chances of me getting a shiny Shinx is greater. So yeah, I think I'm going to go do that, but I want to collect my thoughts a little bit. And kind of just talk about some things that I think is going to happen next week with Pokemon. Or kind of just not talk about what I think, but what I kind of expect and what I hope to see. I hope that... Or, okay, let's go with the expectations first. I expect some announcements for Pokemon Unite. Maybe like a new Pokemon you can control and maybe a new mode. Pokemon Masters, there's the whole Gladion thing coming up soon. Gladion? I don't actually know how his name is pronounced. And I'm sure that they might announce something for the next anniversary. I haven't played Pokemon Masters or Pokemon Unite in a while. Pokemon Masters because I wanted to save my money, and Pokemon Unite because I wanted to save my sanity. But I know that those games are still doing well in the box office, so I would not be surprised if we didn't see any news from that. Maybe some minor things about Pokemon Sleep, and Cafe Remix. I know Cafe Remix is another one that they kind of always have news on. Pokemon Go could have some news. Maybe they'll announce an Arceus thing. Since Pokemon Go Tour Sinnoh is happening tomorrow and Sunday, which is when they are releasing the origin forms of Dialga and Palkia, and also doing the master research for the Shiny Shaman. So a good announcement from that could be Arceus. And it could even be a whole thing of like, oh, if you catch an Arceus in Pokemon Go and then send it over to Pokemon Legends Arceus or Scarlet and Violet, you'll get a special thing or something. I could see that happening. Maybe an update info on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet if they are going to continue that. With the DLC dropping the last month? 2 months ago? 2 months ago, because it dropped while finals were happening. So 2 months ago? I don't see like a new DLC happening. But I could see like an update to things like, oh, we see what has been going on in Blueberry, or in the Indigo Disc. So we'll just update some things before we kind of just put Scarlet and Violet to the side. And then a big announcement. What that'll be, I'm not sure. And that's what I'm expecting from like past Pokemon Presents and kind of just the general business acumen of the Pokemon Company. What I'm hoping for... Let's see here. When did Arceus come out, actually? I think it came out 2020? 2022, actually. Oh, that was only 2 years ago? Really? It has not been that long. I thought it's been longer. Whoops. Okay. But there are multiple things that could happen. Like I talked about before, it's been leaked, I don't know, but apparently there is a Pokemon Let's Go Togepi, quotations around all of this, by the way. Pokemon Let's Go Togepi and Pokemon Let's Go Wooper. Let's Go Wooper makes me think that it might not be fully true. Not because I don't think Wooper is popular, but I don't see why they would make an entire game focused around Wooper when Wooper hasn't really been a big thing for a while. And I could more see something along the lines of like Pokemon Let's Go Togepi and Pokemon Let's Go Meryl. I could see more of that happening. But essentially those would be the Johto forms of Let's Go. And those tend to be pretty easy games to make. Well, I can't say that they're easy games to make, but they seem to be like side projects that they can work on when they're not working on or when they don't want to release things yet. I could also see another Pokemon Legends game, since Pokemon Legends sold really well and even got nominated at the Game Awards. I think in 2022 as well. So if they were not to capitalize on the Pokemon Legends stuff, I would be extremely surprised. But my thoughts of what it could be is either Pokemon Legends Celebi or Pokemon Legends Kyurem. Or maybe even going past Kyurem and going to the origins of the 3 Dragon Fusion. Because that was talked about in the Gen 5 games of there was a time where Kyurem, Zekrom, and Reshiram were all connected. And that could be a really cool thing to talk about from like the past and being around for that and seeing that and having a new form of Kyurem where it's like complete Kyurem. That could be pretty cool. And then of course Pokemon Legends Celebi just makes sense of time travel with Celebi. And the Johto region is just full of potential. And also Johto is one of my favorite regions. And they could even tie a Pokemon Legends Celebi in with a Legends Kanto. So then you could explore both the Johto region and the Kanto region. Which I think would be a very cool step from Arceus of like doubling the world and allowing you to have multiple Pokemon to search for and collect and all that. And I mean, even in this game where it's supposedly focused on like Sinnoh Pokemon back in time, they have Rowlet, which was a Gen 7 Pokemon. They have I know that they have more. They had Sylveon, which was Gen 6. I was just thinking of more Pokemon that they had, and then it just completely skipped my mind. Oh yeah, Goodra. That's a pretty obvious one, where like Goodra was from Gen 6, but they gave it a Hisuian form and then put it in the game. But you also have Goomy, the original Goomy, which was, again, originally just from not Alola, Kalos. And yeah, a good majority of the Pokemon are from Gen 4 or prior. That is not what I wanted. That's how I mute. Okay, give me a second. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Was helping my sister with her computer because it's been overheating recently. But what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Pokemon Let's Go. Oh no, I was talking about Pokemon Legends. But yeah, I could absolutely see that with the Gen 5 remakes coming up soon. Because isn't that how that happened before, where Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl came out and then Arceus came out? Or was it the other way around? November 19th, 2021. January 28th, 2022. So yeah. The Gen 4 remakes came out first, and then Legends Arceus came out. But I think the announcement of both of them came at around the same time. So that would be really good tie-in of announcing the Gen 5 remakes, and then also having a Pokemon Legends Kyurem game. So that isn't out of the ballpark. Again, I hope that they take their time with the Gen 5 remakes. Because if they don't, and it turns out to not be all that good, there's going to be a breaking point in the Pokemon fandom. I can guarantee that. But I would not put it past them to announce the Gen 5 remakes to come out maybe next year. I guess that would be decent timing because the Gen 4 remakes came out in 2021, and that would be 4 years for the Gen 5 remakes. That also being said, it is February, and they tend to announce things that'll be released later in the year. So they could announce the Gen 5 remakes, and Legends Kyurem comes out next year. I hope they don't do that. I hope that they take their time with it. But we'll see. The Pokemon Company has not been all that good with some of the decisions they've made. And the games need more time. It's not like 20 years ago where everything was on portable and it didn't take as much storage space and you could make everything out of sprites. Everything is like 3D modeled now, and everything needs to be up to par in graphics. So I just hope that they take their time. But what they could do in the meantime is that they could something else that they could do, now that I'm thinking about it, actually, they could do Pokemon Let's Go Johto with my suggestions, Togepi and Marill, and at the same time announce a Pokemon Legends Celebi, which then you could explore Johto, and maybe as a DLC you could explore Kanto, or maybe they'll just have Johto and Kanto as one region to explore, kind of thing. I will say, though, with that being said, there are a decent amount of Pokemon in this game that are from Kanto and Johto. So it might be a little difficult to find a good amount of Pokemon that could be. From those regions. So I don't know fully. But time traveling with Celebi just makes sense. Time traveling with Celebi just makes sense. And I could also see them talk about the next generation. Even though it's only been 2 years since Scarlet and Violet came out, right? Yeah. This November, it would have been 2 years since Scarlet and Violet were released. So I don't actually think they'll announce Gen 10. Wait, no. Scarlet and Violet was Gen 10. No, they weren't. Scarlet and Violet were Gen 9. Yeah. So I don't think they'll announce Gen 10 just yet. And actually, Pokemon Blue Green. First released in 1996. So as the 30-year anniversary, I would not be surprised if they were to announce Gen 10 for their 30th anniversary. So we'll see about that. Yeah, I don't expect them to announce Gen 10 in next week. I could expect them to announce the Gen 5 remakes, since it's been 3 years since the Gen 4 remakes came out. And alongside that, they would also give an announcement of maybe like Pokemon Legends Kyurem, which could be focused around the 3 fused parts being the complete dragon, and how all that kind of fell apart, or yeah, going to the war of truth and ideals, which honestly in the political landscape that we're in right now would be a very hot topic. So that would actually be good timing for those games to come out. But yeah, if they do the Gen 5 remakes, I'm assuming that a Pokemon Legends Kyurem will also come out, or will be announced. And if they don't do that, they could do a Pokemon Let's Go Johto and have a Pokemon Legends Celebi come out at the same time. Again, they're kind of limited on some of the Pokemon. I guess not fully. The 242 here are mostly Gen 4 Pokemon. Like, let's see here. What are some Gen 5 or Gen 1 Pokemon that they didn't have? I don't think they had Oddish. Yeah, they don't have Oddish. They don't have, well, they obviously don't have Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. They do have Cyndaquil, but they have Hisuian Typhlosion, not Johto-Knees Typhlosion. And of course, the Johto and Kanto starters could be vastly different from Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile. Um, but yeah, they could have a decent amount of choices for it. They would have Oddish. They would have Jigglypuff. They would have Tyranitar. Slowpoke. So, yeah, they would have a decent amount of Pokemon to choose from. It's just a decent amount of them are also in this game, so they would have to figure out ways to either expand on the roster that's here or kind of just go off with just the rest of the Pokemon that they have. But yeah, so those are the first thing I said was the expectations. Things that I could that I would kind of be hopeful of expecting would be well, something that I'm expecting but kind of hopeful for is Gen 5 remakes and Legends Kyurem, or Let's Go Johto's with Legends Celebi. Okay, so now I want to go... whoops. I'm going to go to the Coronet Highlands, do this Shinx outbreak. Which I guess I could do Goodra and Torterra a lot of, because Torterra would not take any lightning damage or electric damage, and Goodra would be resistant to most of what Shinx could throw out. Let's see here real quick though. Torterra needs a lot more headlong rushes and not too many more strong style moves, so soon I could just stop using strong style and just use headlong rush and wood hammer a lot more frequently. And then Goodra, and you did reconnect, hooray! Again, this is going to be extremely unfortunate because that just means that I'll have to piece together all the damn videos together. Which honestly, a lot of the problem might just be that the internet is just being used up a lot. Because I know that my mom is working and my sister is doing homework and stuff like that. And my other sister's probably on like a Discord or something. So honestly, a lot of the problem that I'm having could be stuff that isn't even connected to my computer. It could just be that the connection is being used a lot. So I think I'm good in that regard. But yeah, for right now, at the very least, I'm gonna go do the Shinx outbreak. Hope to get a shiny Goodra, and use Goodra and Torterra. Highlands Camp. But yeah, I'm honestly looking forward to this weekend because on top of Pokemon Go Tour happening, I also have D&D happening tomorrow night, which I'm always excited for D&D. You know what? I actually want to talk about that real quick, because holy shit. I don't know how much I've been talking about D&D, because I honestly haven't been talking too much about, or I haven't been streaming too much while I have been doing D&D. But oh my god, I love D&D so damn much. I am upset that I have not been doing D&D longer than I have been. I am upset that I have not been growing up doing D&D. And I am not joking about that. Like with me right now wanting to go into voice acting and like struggling with friends, especially in like college. And just like oh, does Headlong Rush not? Oh, lowers users' defensive stats. Okay. But yeah, with like, since being in college and struggling with like maintaining friends, always having an interest in voice acting, and kind of just acting in general, enjoying dragons, enjoying RPGs, enjoying math. I think that's one of the big things. It's just like, I love rolling the dice. No, yeah, especially rolling the dice. Like, my ADHD brain just is like, oh my god, dice. But yeah, just with everything that has been going into D&D, and it's great that everyone is like pretty cool with each other. So it's at the very least so far there hasn't been like major drama between people of like, oh my god, this person doesn't know how to play, or oh my god, this person like this person keeps doing stupid things. Like, we haven't had anything like that, and we've been playing for a little over a year now. But yeah, oh my god, I am going way too far away. I am loving D&D. And I am honestly upset that I have not been playing it more often when I was growing up. Because I did play it a couple times. I had a friend who I met in like elementary school. And like he was my best friend in elementary school. And then I had to move schools. I guess I didn't have to, but I did move schools. And then, there they are. But yeah, I moved schools. Didn't really talk to him much more after that. I think we had a couple hangouts, but I didn't have a phone back. We really didn't have too many phones back then, so a lot of stuff was just kind of Go ahead and get all of these Shinxes together. And then going into high school, I met up with him again because we went to the same high school. And I'm still friends with him, like on Facebook, and I think I still have his number. I really do need to connect with him more, but yeah, that friend kind of introduced me to D&D by having like a small adventure type thing when I was in elementary school, and then I think in high school too, we tried the D&D thing again after we tried hanging out. And back then it was just me, he was the DM, and then his little brother. And I guess just having the three of us do things just wasn't as fun. Or wasn't as... I'm not trying to say that he was like a bad DM or anything. But like, first time, we were in elementary school. And... like, I was getting into like books and video games, not like D&D stuff, so... So that stuff kind of just, it was interesting to me, but not so interesting to me that I was like, oh my god, I need to do this more kind of thing. It was just kind of a thing of, okay, it was fun to do with this friend, but that's about it. And then in high school, I think we were trying to connect again, and maybe I just felt a little awkward playing it, and maybe also at the time, I kind of hate to say this, but I think at the time my head was also like, oh, D&D, that's pretty nerdy. While I was playing Pokemon and in band and all that stuff, so not really good issuer of judgment, but yeah, I can't really remember how it was in high school. Seriously, no shiny yet? Hold on. Okay, well, I need 19 more headlong rushes, and then I'm done with Torterra. Actually, I'm going to do a headlong rush and then use a strong style move with the last one. But yeah, the few times that I did play D&D growing up, it just never connected to me. But and a lot of the stuff now could just be that like I've been friend starved so much. That I kind of just attached very easily to like, oh, something to do with friends that isn't video games, because that tends to be my go-to thing. And of course, wanting to get more into voice acting and all that, it's just fun to play a character around people and people be like, yeah, you're doing a good job, kind of thing. Not like condescendingly, like how I just said it, but like actively being good with it. It's just hitting a lot more differently now, and I'm really enjoying it. And again, tomorrow is the next time we're meeting up. And honestly, the only thing I will say about it, and this is nothing on my DM, if he because I know that sometimes he watches the VODs and stuff, or not necessarily watches, but plays it in the background while he's working. Nothing against him. I love the dude, but and I know that his work schedule and all that is like hard to work around. But it doesn't happen often enough. I want D&D. So, I haven't played it enough to be like, oh, okay, it's another session kind of thing. Like, oh yeah, I'm just getting into it again kind of thing. This is my first time I've been enjoying it, and it hasn't been happening enough. Like, when we first started, it was like every couple of weeks. Like every 3 weeks. Oh, whoops. Yeah, every 3 weeks we would do D&D, and now it's, because of his schedule, it's been moved to about every month or so. Which again, I'm definitely not going to go to his face and be all like, "Hey, I want more D&D," because I'm not that type of person, and I think he knows that like a part of me is just like, "Oh my God, I'm not getting enough of this." And I'm sure even a part of him is like, oh my God, I want to do this more often. But yeah, that's the only thing I have to complain about D&D right now, is just I'm not getting enough of it. And I know that I could try finding another group. I could try... Yeah, I know I could try finding another group. I could try finding... Nope, that's not what I wanted. Oh, Bronzor, I think you need ground? Actually, no, I think... No, you don't... There aren't abilities in this game, that's right. Actually, I'm gonna check that real quick. Oh, I might need to take a heartburn medication. Hold on, give me just 1 second. No, it's defeated with fire type moves, but I've already finished that, so it's just defeat them. So that's good. Okay, cool. But yeah, I know that I can find like other groups to do it, or even go online and play D&D games. I know that is a possibility, and I could do that, but I think I'm just too afraid to do that, just because like it took a long time just to get me to the point where I actually have a group to play it with consistently and not feel out of place with like my antisocialness and stuff like that. So I guess I'm just afraid of like getting into another group and then there being tensions like immediately, or like, oh, you're not playing it the right way kind of thing with online communities. And so that could be one thing that is turning me off from looking for online communities. And I could also do it with other people. Like, I know that a couple of my friends in the physics department have kind of floated around of like, oh, we should start a D&D group with the physics department. And I think that would be pretty fun, but at the same time, I'm just kind of concerned that like some things that I've kind of kept away from the physics department people might come out during that and might affect some things, which I know is kind of just shallow thinking of me, of like, oh, I think so little of my friends that I think that one thing that they learn about me and suddenly our friendship will change, kind of thing. But it is a legitimate thing for me, because up until, I'd say 2021, whenever I took classes, especially after especially when I got back into going into classes, like in 2017, 2018, I would have a friend, or like 2 friends from a class, and it would last a semester. Because like the first semester going back, I had Astronomy 1 and Astronomy Lab. And I made 2 friends. One friend I helped, one friend I actively helped with like learning math and all that stuff, because she was struggling with it. And another friend that kind of just fell with us, and we talked with, and he became a friend. We talked during the semester, and then after that semester I moved to a different campus, and I haven't talked to them since. And that was in a fall. And then the spring, I can't remember what I did in spring, but during that summer I made another friend in an English class, who after English I would spend like 30 minutes to an hour sitting with her in her car just talking about life and stuff, and we had a lot of similarities. She had a boyfriend at the time, so I was certainly not going to impose on anything in that regard, but like we had a lot of similar stuff to talk about, so we would spend, like I said, 30 minutes to an hour just talking to each other. And then after that semester, we hung out once doing an escape room. Which was really fun to do with her and her boyfriend, and I think some of her other friends. But after that, haven't talked to her since. The longest friendship I had prior to COVID was with one person who was also in the astrophysics department at UNM, and I was friends with him for the semester of fall 2019, and then halfway through the spring of 2020, when before COVID hit. And I hung out with him a lot. I hung out with him after class doing work, and it was with one of the classes we had together was the professor I was talking about earlier. And like we hung out a decent amount on campus, and we hung out a couple of times off of campus too. One time even doing Pokemon Go with other friends. But after that semester, I texted him a couple times. We talked a couple times outside of like the astronomy classes, because he started doing other things. Or I failed physics 3, he barely passed. So he went on to the next step in physics. Oh wait, I want to switch to Lucario. But after that, we haven't really talked. And again, I don't want to say anything negative about any of these friends. Like, I know life happens and stuff like that. And I don't tell people that, like, I have a genuine thought that when I text people, I feel like I'm bothering them. So and some of that is trauma from my prior relationship. But when I send messages to people, I feel like I'm bothering them, and I don't want to bother people as much as possible, so I don't end up sending messages, and then my brain takes over after a certain amount of time and is like, see, they haven't texted you in so long. They don't care about you. And then my brain will be like, no, they're working. They have their own lives. I'm not going to bother them. And then my brain says, okay, don't text them. See if they ever text you back. And then it, like, rarely ever happens. The only friends that I have consistently been talking to, and have consistently been talking to me more specifically, was my best friend in when I switched elementary schools. And I've known him since 4th grade. We did kind of stop talking to each other a little into high school. We still talked and we still hung out in high school, but it kind of fell a little to the wayside. And then in college, it definitely kind of just went to the wayside. But after a very, very depression and anger-induced post on Facebook, he reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I know, I saw the recent post, and I know you like to play Pokemon. Would you want to go and hang out and just play Pokemon?" And I said, "Yeah." And we've been hanging out doing Pokemon since, and he was actually the one that invited me to D&D because he knew that a friend of his and someone he introduced me to like had played D&D a lot, and he had, I believe he had DM'd in the past before, and he was like, yeah, I think he was talking about setting up a D&D group, and would you want to join? And I said, I've never played, but yeah, I'd be interested in joining, and then the rest is history. So, well, the rest isn't history, which it's still actively happening, but yeah, those are the most consistent friends I've had. And man, I'm opening a lot right now, and maybe that's just because I'm feeling good right now, and so I'm just kind of just opening up about things just publicly. But that's how it's been for my physics classes over the past several years. And only recently, over the past 2.5 years, since I started going back to college after COVID, well, after the initial hit of COVID, I have made friends that have consistently been in the same classes as me, so we were able to talk a lot more often. And like, I really enjoy these friends. I don't want to lose them. But I'm afraid that it's just going to be a repeat. We're going to move on after, or I'm going to, after I'm done with college and after they're done with college or stuff, I'm going to, all right. I'm going to, they're going to move on with their lives, get very busy, and I know that sorry, I know I'm getting very depressing right now, and I didn't intentionally mean to, but this is where the talking has led me, and I haven't been getting any other people chatting on the in the chat, so kind of just have to fill the void with something. I guess I don't have to, but I feel obligated to. And I feel like it's just become routine where I help people, whoa. Where I help people in the semester. I'm friends with them during college, and then after college, they get busy with school, or not school, they get busy with their lives. I kind of fall to the wayside because I don't text them and they don't text me. Because we don't have much to talk about outside of college. And then I just feel like I've lost more friends. Okay, I'm being too depressing now, so I am going to get it off of this feel bad energy, feel bad about myself kind of energy. And seriously, you followed me over here? Oh my god. But yeah, how is everyone else doing? Again, I don't mean for that to be... I didn't mean for that to get so heavy. Kind of all at once. But that's kind of just where my brain led to, and just something that I've been thinking about a lot. So it's just something that was gonna come out eventually, and I'd rather do it online where I can't fully be, well, I guess I can fully be judged, but what I say doesn't tend to get viewed by too many people. And eventually it might be found by friends, and maybe they'll hear what I said and be like, oh, that's not what I think at all. Well, you're being irrational. And I know I'm being irrational on a lot of that, but with repetition comes precedent, so. I guess in my head, I've just kind of accepted that that's just the reality, so. When I know it's not, I know a lot of it is just in my head. Wait, where are the caster ferns? Could have sworn I just... Oh, here they are. But yeah, if people want to ask me stuff, yeah, if people want to ask me questions or just talk about Pokemon or anything, just... I will not say no, and I will actively talk with people. Because I'm not a big streamer, and I do enjoy talking to people, or at the very least listening to people. So I am here to be talked to. Oh yeah, I also should be checking the satchels. And getting the satchels around here. I completely forgot about that. Number of heavy specimens caught. Okay. Yeah, what I thought, it would be a Voltorb. How long have I been streaming for? Almost 3 hours. Okay. Well, I don't have much else to do today. Because I think I said this at the very beginning, but I finished most of my all of my homework that's due next week I've already finished. I need to work on my monologue, but I already have a good standing of where I am on it. I just need to work more with projecting my voice more. And the presentation that I need to do on Tuesday, my friend and I have already gone over the summary, so. So I don't need to worry too much about, like, what I need to talk about. It just needs to be more of a, okay, I need to go over it once or twice to not trip up on anything. And then everything else is just completed, except for the Astra homework, which is due in 2 weeks. Which, on Tuesday, I'll probably be working with my friend to try and finish it, and I'll probably do some of it. Yeah, I'll probably do some of it on Sunday, anyways, after Pokemon Go. So I'm, for once, caught up on everything on homework. So again, I know I said this at the very beginning of the stream, but I am feeling pretty good right now. And I know I just had a quote-unquote depressing talk about friends and the state of education and stuff like that. Or not necessarily the state of education. Well, there is certainly a discussion to have there, but I'm not going to have it. Actually, am I done with you, right on? No, I need to defeat more of you with water. With Walter. Ow. There we go. Bubble. Oh, that'll be easy. Cool. But yeah, I know that I was just having depressing talk about like the state of post-secondary teachers and a depressing talk about like friends and all that. But I honestly do feel really good right now. Like I'm feeling hopeful, and I'm feeling like pretty damn excited about the future. Oh, hi, Rhydon. And again, hopefully the Pokemon Presents next week doesn't disappoint. Hopefully they don't try and rush through things to get on a deadline kind of thing. I hope that they take their time with the games that they're making, and I hope that they actually learn from what they've been criticized of for the past 5 years. Now, of course, in time we will know if they listen or not, but actually, Rhyhorn, do you have anything left? Yes, you need to be defeated with more grass-type moves, which I will happily take care of. But yeah, I will give a bit of leeway with, but at the very least, Game Freak, because when all of the shit hit the fan, with Sword and Shield, they were already, like, I'm sure, a decent amount of the way through Sword and Shield. So any criticism that was happening during the development of Sword and Shield, like, can't be attributed to Sword and Shield. And I think that, and I don't know what Scarlet and Violet would have done with all the backlash if it had not been there. But I do honestly feel like some of the backlash that came from the Sword and Shield Dexit stuff generally did shape some of the development of Scarlet and Violet. With like open world, better story. No, the limitations on like the gameplay, or not the gameplay, but how the game ran and all that stuff could have been them trying too much with too little time. And if that is the case, I really hope that they learn from that and that they go forward like taking the time they need. We don't need a release of a Pokemon game every 3 years. And if we do what Dragon Ball does, where they have side games every year. And then, like, the big mainline games are given the time that they need. Like, Dragon Ball FighterZ was given a lot of time. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, I know, has, like, very good graphics, and I think took a long time. Dragon Ball Sparking Blast Zero, we can already tell is, like, well in the works. Or has been in the works for a very long time. Oh, I'm done defeating Gravelers. And I'm done with seeing them leap out of ore deposits, so now it's just catching them. Yeah, it's just catching them. How about Golem? Number you've defeated with Steel-type moves. Number defeated. Number of alpha specimens caught. Okay. So, I do have 2 Pokemon that can use steel moves, but neither of them need a steel type move used for furthering their progression. So, that being said, Goodra really does need just a whole bunch of strong style moves. So I guess I could use a steel type move from him. That also being said, I could use a different Pokemon that actually needs to use steel type moves. So we'll have to see about that. But yeah, I definitely do think that Game Freak is listening. Because people wanted an open world after Sword and Shield. They got Scarlet and Violet. Did it run like crap? Yeah. But it was still an open world game where you could go to any place. You could do any of the tasks. And you really could go anywhere you wanted. There were certain limitations where, like, if you had a Pokemon over a certain level and you didn't have the required badges, then they didn't listen to you, or if you didn't do enough of the if you didn't do enough of the sandwich, the herb collecting side story, you couldn't use Koraidon or Miraidon to travel to certain places. But you could technically go anywhere except for, like, some of the very final areas without doing some of the other things. And that was something a lot of people were asking for. And they got it. And again, it did not run the best. it still had some issues with the animations, and that's another thing too. They really upped the animation department, or I feel like they really upped the animation department to give Pokemon and characters more emotion. After, well, I guess Sword and Shield also had some ups in emotion, but like they had more movements than just the typical how movements from Alola. And the stories were really good. Oh, space-time distortion. Let me go drop off all of the stuff that I have. The new additions with Pokemon, I think they were great additions. I can't really think of a single Pokemon that I would be like, to. Of course, I'm sure I could talk to every other quote-unquote Pokemon fan, and they would have different opinions than I would. Where some of them would be like, oh my god, this Pokemon sucked. But overall, I didn't really have any negative opinions of any of the Pokemon. And I gotta say it again, I loved the storylines that they had. Oh, I just need to catch 2 more Geodudes and then I'm done with Geodude. Well, other than evolving one, but yeah, that's all I need. And then Graveler, I just need to catch a certain amount of heavy 4 more heavy specimens, 5 in total. See them use Rock Slide 2 more times and evolve 1 more, and then I'm done with Geodude and Graveler. And actually, if I evolve a Geodude, I believe that counts for number I've evolved. No, that counts for number caught. Number evolved has to be from the Pokemon you're evolving from, that's right. So I shall catch... Whoa! Why aren't you moving? But yeah, I think the storylines in Scarlet and Violet were really good. Some of the gym leaders were a little forgettable. That's not what I meant to do. And of course, I don't think many people will forgive Geeta having King Gambit as the first Pokemon, and what was the Pokemon she had as the heal? Glimora. Glimora as the heal. Like that was just bad Pokemon making. King Gambit should have been the last Pokemon because it would have been the strongest during that time. But overall, I think a lot of people kind of just had generally good things to say. So, oh, hi, Eat Dragon. Thank you for the follow. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty well. Finally pretty caught up on school, and so just spending a decent amount of time or streaming, which I haven't done in a while, so I'm glad I'm able to do it now. And yeah, just enjoying playing Arceus before Pokemon Go Tour tomorrow. Oh, damn it. You think you broke this game on one of your accounts? Why do you think that? Come on. Cool. Hi, Drapion. Eevee, Magmar, and Ambipom. How about no thank you? Oh. Because in the Pokédex it shows all 3 starters, but they're grayed out. Huh. That's kind of interesting. Like grayed out usually how like a Pokemon hasn't been seen before. I don't have any instances of that because I have every Pokemon in the Dex, but yeah. That's interesting. I wonder why it's doing that. Dusclops, Eevee, Magmar. And I think I'm done. Like you've seen it but not caught it. Okay. That is interesting. And you have all 3 of the starters? Hi, Hunter. Do I have Porygon? Yes. I actually have a decent amount of Porygons, I believe. Not enough to finish the Dex on it, but... Actually, let me look for it. Where's Porygon? Probably be in the Cornet section. There it is. Yeah, I've caught about 11 Porygons, and no, I don't have any of them, but it shows I've seen them all. Oh. Huh. Oh, thank you, Hunter, for the follow. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I have a lot of Porygons. I need to use a lot more of them. Wait, that's actually an interesting question. How do you not have any of the starters? Oh, jeez. No, thank you, Octillery. You don't think you ever had the screenshot to choose a starter? Huh. Maybe that's the issue, is just that... How far did you get into the game? What was my main starter, Hunter, in this game? I started with Cyndaquil. Because the first Pokemon I had ever gotten to level 100 was my Typhlosion in... I believe it was in Pokemon Gold. I guess I should also say the first Pokemon I had gotten to level 100 legitimately. I do have Rowlet and Oshawott. I actually have all of the Pokemon. I haven't fully finished... I haven't fully gotten the research levels of everyone to level 10. Nor have I perfected a huge majority of them. But I do have all of the Pokemon. You're still in the first part. Well, you do see the 3 starters when you catch all of them for the professor. So you would have seen each one of them at least. Now, you not being able to get a starter, again, I don't know how far you've fully gotten into the game, but I'd be very surprised if you weren't able to get a starter. You can't find any except for Cyndaquil. I can tell you, Hunter, that Rowlet is in... you beat Volo and Giratina. Oh, okay, so you're at the very end. But yeah, Dragon, I'm very surprised that you weren't able to get a starter, but seeing them makes sense because you started off catching them for the professor, so you would have seen them. Hunter, I can tell you that Rowlet you can find in the you can find Rowlets in the time distortions in the Coordinate Highlands, and for Oshawotts, I believe they're in Cobalt Coastlands in time distortions. Oshawott or Arceus. How to get Oshawott. Oh, my bad. Oshawott is not the Cobalt Coastlands. It's Alabaster Icelands. Yeah, thank you, Dragon. I couldn't remember if it was Cobalt or Alabaster. You're doing a shiny only run, but the first part I never had a choice to choose a starter. That is true. You can also find them in mass outbreaks, but it's a lot harder to find them in mass outbreaks. And massive mass outbreaks, you either have to have the berries or just be lucky enough to just find them. I actually have shiny Quilava and Typhlosion. Where are they? Here's all my shinies. Well, except for the evolutions and the stuff down here. Those aren't shinies. But yeah, here's my shiny Typhlosion. And then shiny Quilava. But yeah, I've never heard about that dragon. I've never heard of someone not being able to get a starter in the game. Then again, I guess I really haven't done too much watching of other people play this game and the glitches that are involved in the game. Because I've mostly had a decent run with every time I've played the game, so I don't know, that's very weird to not get a starter. Okay, where are the other satchels? Over here, okay. I messed up when I sent the shiny only run. I chose a starter in that run, but in another account I couldn't choose a starter. Oh, where am I going? Down here. Okay. Yeah, that's very confusing, Dragon. I've never heard of that issue before. Did I catch Arceus? Or Arceus? Yes, I have. Right here. I've also given it each of the plates to just have each form in the Pokédex, so... Okay, and then the next satchel is over here. Oh, I need more mud. Oh, that's true. Is there a dragon plate? Yes. Actually, technically speaking, there aren't any... Oh no, there are. There's all the plates. There's also a legend plate, which is pretty much just give Arceus the ability to use Judgment on every type and be resistant to every type, I believe, so. Pretty decent plate. I guess a question I would have for you, Dragon, then is did you have the online turned on when you did it before all the updates? Because that might have been what necessarily messed it up, I think. Nope. Just put those in to the box. Okay. Tasks with unreported data, 7. I need to catch one more Geodude. And then I'll be practically done with Geodude. Torterra. Oh, I don't need to do strong type moves anymore. I can just do headlong rushes and wood hammers. Cool. Piplup, I need one more bubble. Okay, bye Hunter. Thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. And I'm glad you liked my stream. I try to be at least a little entertaining. Have you looked on Reddit or, yeah, I guess Reddit would be the best place, but have you looked on like Reddit to see if anyone else has been having that issue of not getting a starter? Because again, I've never heard of that. So I'd be very, it would be interesting to see why that happened. Hold on. What was the Pokemon that, not Onyx. Rhyhorn needed grass and Rhydon needed water. That's right. Okay. So, go back to up here real quick. Okay. Come on, computer, calm down. I know you can continue doing it. Damn it, I wanted to catch you by surprise without having to do all this. Well. Piplup, you... Oh! Try a bubble. I guess to be fair, I only need you to... Oh, that's gonna hurt. Oh, but I did survive. I guess I only need you to do one bubble, so... Okay, so now... Piplup is done, so now I can evolve it into the Prinplup. And then start doing Water Pulse and Roost. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if you're the only one that has gotten that glitch too. But it still might be good to just check Reddit, or if you have a Reddit account, post it on Reddit and see if anyone else has, and maybe they would have an explanation as to why it happened and how to fix it if you feel like fixing it. Okay, evolve. Okay. Oh, so the evolved also counts for the Pokemon you evolve into. I forgot about that. Okay, so Prinplup needs Water Pulse and Roost. So I'll take off Tackle. Put Water Pulse up there. And I shall put Liquidation over bubble. Cool. So now I need to do Water Pulse 20 times and Roost 25 times. Torterra, I need to do Headlong Rush 12 times and Woodhammer 15 times. And then the rest of Torterra is just defeating them with Ice-type moves, which I would have to go to the Mirelands for. Okay. There we go. And Water Pulse, I feel like, should just take care of Rhydon easily. Yeah, cool. And actually, how was Rhyperior? Number you've defeated with Ice-type moves. Okay, so number of times you've stunned it by using items. I could go ahead and do that. Actually, first off, damn it. Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball. Go! Oh, Voltorb. There we go. That's right. The stick is for dashing. That's right. Okay. Come here, Rhydon. Okay. Water Pulse. Another Rhydon. Okay. Okay, I've been streaming for about 3.5 hours. That's pretty good. Especially since I haven't streamed in at least 4 months. So yeah, streaming for about at least 4 hours for the first time in 4 months, and college on top of all that. I'm pretty happy about that. And again, I'm hoping to stream more often, so We'll see what games come up in the future, but I definitely do want to play Super Mario RPG, so. Where is Gligar and Gliscor? There you are. Number of alpha specimens caught. Number you've defeated with water type moves. Okay. It's fine. I need an ice type anyways. Oh, time stunned with items. I could do that real quick. There we go. Done and done. Okay, so I'm going to throw... Ow. Ow. I did not mean to throw out Lucario. Nope, you're dead. Oh, you're level 77. So Prinplup might not actually be good for this, but with a strong style move, I'm sure I'll be fine to do an attack. Apparently not. Oh, that was from a Gligar, okay. No, I'll do a water pulse. Yeah. Oh, that did not do much. Prinplup's dead. Okay, I'll send out Goodra now and throw up some shelters. There we go. And apparently that earth power is still going to hit, because of course it is. I know that Ice Beam... How does that make it so then the Gliscor can attack 2 times? That makes no sense. Whatever. I know that the Glygars need to be defeated with Ice-type moves, so... I will hope on the fact that Shelter will protect me, which it did. And apparently we'll throw on a Strong Style on top of that. Because that's fair. Well, I am running out of Pokemon real quick. X-Scissor. Mudbomb, okay, at least I resist that. Okay, let's try a Hail Mary Ultra Ball. Nope. No, rest. And then X-Scissor, which is going to do a lot of damage. Attack Scissor, which is going to deal a lot of damage. Either one I send in, it's going to be a bit of a problem. So I'll send out Heatran. Okay. Oh, and apparently you just get to go in and use a... Okay then. Okay. Max Revive Goodra. I'm going to survive that. That's going to take out Pikachu. Okay. No, I need to use Shelter. Cool, okay. What? You know what? Gonna have to. If I'm gonna survive this, I have to hit the Gliscor with a powerful move. Ooh, jeez. Okay. Oh, but I think the Gliscor gets to go again. Yep. And of course rests. Cool, okay. Max Potion, hopefully I get to go again before. Gliscor is too weak, too drowsy to move. I'm gonna take you out with an Ice Beam so I don't have to deal with you anymore. Okay, and while that's happening, I'm gonna go turn on my light so I can see better. Awesome, missed both attacks, so... I'm gonna try for an Ice Beam. Gonna deal a decent amount of damage. Potentially even take him out, I'm not sure. Took him out, cool. Okay, I had to take it out, so. And it did count towards what needed to be done with it, so it's not like it was a waste, but definitely need to take that into consideration in the future. Okay. I think I'll play for about 15 more minutes, and then I'll call it a stream there, so I can take care of some things around the house. And start prepping some things to get ready for this weekend. Like, I know that I need to start putting some batteries onto chargers. Probably be nice to eat some food. Then again, I guess I did eat when I got home, so I don't know. Let's see here. Fire Fang. Fire Fang is one of the ones that I need to use with Heatran, right? Yeah. Okay. And yeah, oh, I need to use a lot more strong style moves, but I also need to use some agile style moves. And I guess technically I could use steel type moves with Heatran, but there we go. Wait, did I return all of the lost and founds? No, I never got the one from up here. There it is. I'm done with Paris, aren't I? Oh no, I need to use it in battles. And then you, I need to defeat a certain amount of you and catch a certain amount of you. But then other than that, it's just using you a certain amount of time. So, Magma Storm. Of course. Of course. There we go. Ow. It's about 3:50. Can I open activity monitor yet? No, of course I can't. Okay. But I will say my laptop has gotten back to the point where it hasn't crashed again. At least I don't think it has. Oh, I would have gotten a notification if it had, so I know it hasn't. It hadn't crashed. Okay. So first off, I want to make some star pieces, since that's all the red, blue, and green shards are useful for. Okay, you know what? Actually, wait. Okay, I thought I heard an alpha lux ray, so. Okay. Okay, so Geodude, I just need to evolve one, and then I'm done with Geodude. Graveler, I need to catch some, and then I'm done with Graveler. Wormadam I need to use and catch. Rhydon, there's a lot more that I need. Well, I guess only 18 more defeated and 1 more defeated with water type. Piplup is done. Prinplup is started. Torterra is almost done. Lucario started. Goodra still has a lot to do. And then Heatran, I'm getting there. Okay. So, I think I'll call it a stream there. Just because I've been streaming for about 4 hours. And I think the last time I streamed was either 5 months ago or like 3 to 4 months ago. Jeez, I can't talk. So for one, it's been a while since I last streamed, and I don't want to overexert myself. But two, I do want to make sure that I don't wear myself out before this weekend with Pokemon Go Tour Sinnoh and with D&D. So, and again, the main reason I wanted to play Arceus again was, or for stream, was Pokemon Go Tour Sinnoh is happening, and all the Sinnoh Pokemon just reminded me of this game and how much I really enjoy this game, so. So yeah, I think that'll do it for stream today. Hopefully this weekend I will also download the VODs, edit them together, and upload it without too much trouble. And without having to do too much holding on to the VODs for weeks at a time. This one will go onto the VOD channel because it's extra. It's not like a important Let's Play kind of thing. So but yeah, so I think that'll do it for tonight. So thank you everyone so much for watching. Thank you again to Yeet Dragon and Hunter for following. I really appreciate every follow that I get. Yeah, I think that's all I have to say on that. I just really appreciate anyone who likes my content enough to follow. So, and yeah, I hope to see everyone on Sunday for hopefully the start of Super Mario RPG playthrough, where I can do more voice acting. And getting all that done. I probably won't do too much on Sunday just because I have my monologue I need to perform on that Monday, and I don't want to strain my voice before having to do that. That being said, I tend to very rarely have a strained voice after doing stuff, so because I tend to take pretty good care of my voice. But yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you have a good day or night, whichever you are experiencing, and I will talk to you all later. Bye!